Hello, everyone. This is Andy Thompson. I'm one of the enrollment counselors here with Northeastern Oklahoma A&M College. I have Anna and Eileen here with me helping along, running the chat and running the slideshow. So we're going to talk through a little bit more on the financial aid side. How do I fund my NEO college degree? So a guide to applying in financial aid. Most of you have probably already done this, so let's go on to the next screen here and get ourselves started. So with Northeastern Oklahoma admissions process, by now you should have already finished up digital literacy, completed your Wonderlic assessment, completed your financial aid, completed your college application, which then would have triggered an email coming to you to activate your Gold Key account. That email does typically come out within 48 hours of applying to the college. So if you haven't set up your Gold Key account, that will be very important. Go back in your email, look up Gold Key, look up Shea, look up okstate.edu, because that's all the different places it would come from, and make sure you get that important step set up, and you'll find out why a little later. If you don't see that anywhere, or or if you're unsure, having an issue, go ahead and reach out to your enrollment counselor and they will work with you immediately. So what's next is completing the FAFSA. If you have not done this already, it'll definitely be a step that you want to do immediately. We're going to finish up your high school courses here. The graduation deadline is May 24th, as well as our admissions deadline to have your file completed. Log in to your Gold Key account, accept financial aid awards, schedule the appointment with your advisor, and log in again to register for courses. So those will all be coming down. Hopefully you have your checklist from your advisor already. If not, you'll be getting it soon, and then you'll be able to start knocking those off. So the FAFSA process. What is federal student aid? So in summary, it is money from the federal government that helps you pay for college. It's multiple ways, from loans, grants, work-study funds. Most of us, since we're doing online, work-study may not be an option unless you're close to campus. How do you apply? Is you're going to gather all the materials and be prepared. So get all your federal tax information. You make sure you know your social security number. You have that correct. Any alien registration too. Navigate to the studentaid.gov website and click create an account. There's a screenshot there in the upper right side. So it'll say log in. You haven't done anything yet, so you're not going to log in. You're going to create your account. And when you create the account, the next screen pops up just below that says create an account FSA ID. So that's your federal student aid ID. With the federal student aid ID, that is simply your login and your account information. It is not completing your FAFSA, because you're not going to put in any information about your taxes or any money side. Now, once you have that FSA ID, which it creates immediate for you, you can then go on to the FAFSA application. So once you do your FSA ID, the next screen will show us what will pop up next, where it will say complete the FAFSA form. So you are new to the FAFSA process. You definitely want to make sure you click on that. You can complete it a couple different ways. You can go into the FAFSA.gov site. There is a mobile app that you can complete it from as well. And there's also the paper copy of it, which not recommended. That's going to take a handful of weeks compared to 3 to 5 days if we do it electronically. You're going to choose new to the FAFSA process option. And then the next screen is you're going to hit start here. Then you're going to go down and you're going to click on, go back one real quick. There's one more part there. There you go. I am the student. So that's going to be an important piece. Now, if you click that you're a parent or otherwise, it's going to wait for a student to go in there as well. So you will have to do it if you're the student. If you're a student that is over the age of 24, married, has a kid, you're considered independent, you will only need to do this. Obviously, then if you are under 24, don't have a kid, aren't married, then you will fill out the I'm a student, and your parents will fill out the I'm a parent section. And they will also get their own FSA ID, just like you did at the beginning. All right. Now, when you go in, you're going to select start the 2020-2021 FAFSA. It's the one on the right-hand side. You'll need to do both summer and fall, so the 2020, 2021, 21, and 22. But Definitely the one that's most important right now is getting that 2020-2021 FAFSA completed. That one there is the one for the summer overall. Now, the next step when you do click on that and go through is going to be creating a save key. So something a little bit newer for the FAFSA. It allows you to return to your application or go in to make a correction later where you left off. So it basically is a bookmark, if you think of it that way, from where you were. It's between 4 and 8 characters long. Examples, name it summer 21, that's when you're applying for school. Student 2 if it's your second FAFSA that you've done, or student 3 if it's your third as you get through the years. So that is another password for you to memorize. Make sure you're writing them all down. Now, there's going to be an introduction page. So this is kind of like their frequently asked questions, right? How can you get help? When you click on that, it's going to open up and show you the FAFSA hotline number. There's going to be some different options for you, maybe a chat, maybe a email that you can get into as well. But there's going to be some different ways that they can contact you. Now, how many steps does it take? It kind of goes through and gives you some of these different pieces here, and then saving it without finishing it, which obviously going through and signing it is submitting the FAFSA is the only way it's going to come to your schools. You can add up to 5 schools on the FAFSA. So as you go through and you add, Northeastern Oklahoma, if you're applying to any other colleges, you would add them all onto there. Or if you've done it in the past, make sure you add us as well as the other ones that may populate. So that way we will receive the FAFSA overall. When you click on it and submit it, I guess actually once you get past this page of the introduction, it's going to have you start your FAFSA. So once you get started on it, and you want to do this as soon as possible. If you haven't started it yet, we need to get that done hopefully by the end of this weekend. It takes 3 to 5 days to transmit, so that way we can see if there's any corrections that need to be done. Was there any errors or anything like that? So again, deadline is going to be May 24th to make sure we have everything turned in. So we want to make sure that FAFSA is in and processing. And if there are any of those extra documents, we can get them taken care of in plenty of time. It's free, quick, easy. I would say it takes about 20 minutes, 30 minutes to fill out the FAFSA. Most of the information does get transmitted electronically from taxes. So it's something that you may not have to have all the information to type in, but definitely have your taxes to verify the information. And then there's 2 forms of aid: student loans, subsidized and unsubsidized, as well as federal grants. So the federal student loans are definitely a format that are here to help you get through the financial or the funding process for school. Now there's a little bit different amounts if you're an independent student or a dependent student, right? If you're, which I kind of ran through that a little earlier, if you're under 24, not married, don't have kids, it'll look a little different. Now, these are loans that you do have to pay back, right? Now, it's 6 months after you graduate, they're going to start up those payments. Or once you get out of school, like if you stop taking classes for 6 months, they're going to start connecting with you to make a payment plan. It's very important that you do reach out to your loan company when they do reach out to you. You don't want to get any situation where you go into a default that can affect your wages as well as your taxes down the road. It's very important to be responsible and make the payments. Now, they're going to give you some different repayment options. There's subsidized and unsubsidized loans. That'll be your first choice. Do you want it to, we all like to subsidize because you're not accumulating any type of interest while you're in school. Unsubsidized, it starts accumulating once you take out the money. So as you're taking it out, it's just like if you were putting it on a credit card, it does start to accumulate. However, right now for the undergraduate side, it is under 3% for your interest, which is extremely low, a lot cheaper than throwing it on a credit card. And when you pay it off at the end, any interest you pay off is tax deductible. So make sure you know that when you're doing your taxes. The final side with federal grants, very important, that is all need-based funding. So it could be different for all students. It could also be different for going to different colleges. If college A costs you $500 and college B costs you $50,000, you may need more help. So the need-based monies may be a little bit different at the higher price school, right, than the others. But that is very different, again, based off of dependency. If you have your own dependents, kids, if you're working, you and your spouse are working, working and nobody's working. So it'll be could differ from year to year as well. Again, those are funds that are provided to you by the state or federal government, and it goes towards your tuition first before you look at taking out the loans. Okay, so once you've filled out your FAFSA, you should get what they call a student aid report. It'll either be populated right away or they'll email that to you. Those instructions will show you in your email how to access a copy of that student aid report, which then gives you a quick breakdown of what you could be eligible for. That's a quick snapshot. Now again, it's what you could be eligible for. Obviously, as we talked about, the need-based monies could be very different based on where you're attending school at, the type of program, associate's or bachelor's degree, master's degree, what have you. Make sure you're also going into your NEO school email address, so that way you can check and see if there's any outstanding documents. If you are not unsure how to do that or how to check for outstanding documents, just reach out to your advisor or your enrollment counselor. They'll be able to send you an email. We have a tips and tricks type of an email that shows you how to go in. There's even a video that was made by financial aid to navigate you through those outstanding documents. They do select 1 out of every 3 people for what's called verification. So if you get selected for it, don't feel that that's something that is going to prevent you from getting financial aid. It'll only prevent you from getting it if you don't do the verification worksheets. So complete those and get those in on time, so that way the funding will be received at the school on time for you and you won't have to owe any money. Now, formally accepting financial aid, that'll also be completed through your Gold Key account under the self-service section. You'll see that under the student loan section in the financial aid area too, so we can help navigate you through that. There's also some videos to help you with that as well from the financial aid department's website. Okay, so frequently asked questions that we have. So if you have questions on the FAFSA application, there's an assistance hotline that you can look at on their website. They actually have a very, very in-depth whole tutorials, and they really dive into a lot of questions that are typically asked through the FAFSA.gov. The federal aid phone number, sometimes there's a bit of a wait. You may have to be on hold on that, but definitely get in there and get your questions answered. You can also reach out to Northeastern Oklahoma's financial aid department, and I have their number here as well, and I'll send out a copy of this to everyone that's attended, so you can give them a call and they can help navigate through some of those questions as well. Our school code should be on the email that you received about starting your FAFSA from your enrollment counselor, but I've also put it in here. And then it must be processed and received by Northeastern Oklahoma, or you've set up other payment options if you have tuition reimbursement or if you're paying out of pocket, before you will be able to officially register for classes and start classes on June 7th. Again, contact your enrollment counselor with any questions or to check in on the financial aid process. We have some limited views on it. We can't see everything, but we'll at least let you know if it's processing. And then we can help you navigate into the self-service section to see if there's any outstanding documents for yourself. It doesn't look like we have any questions in the chat at this point in time. So if you do have any, feel free to throw them in there. If not, you obviously reach out to your enrollment counselor with those questions. And I'll be following up and sending this out to all the attendees, the slideshow, so that way you have all the information to kind of navigate yourself through the beginning of the FAFSA. For legal purposes, I can't show you how to do the FAFSA exactly or guide you or give you advice on what to put in areas. So that's what the FAFSA hotline is for. Give them a ring or give our financial aid department a call. But I wish you nothing but the best here in the future, and hopefully you and your enrollment counselor are going to be wrapping up your admissions file here soon, getting you registered for classes. Have a great day.